welcome to Mia's Stories. Make sure to subscribe to never miss an update, and a lucky chance to video chat with me. Little did I expect that my life would undergo such a dramatic transformation within a single day. The catalyst was my wife, Catherine, stumbling upon my hidden truth. For years, I had concealed my secret passion for crossdressing, finding solace in the allure of women's garments. However, I lacked the bravery to confide in Catherine, not out of shame, but due to my apprehension of her response. When I was preparing for a business trip, I accidentally left my laptop open with some pictures of me wearing women's lingerie. At that moment, I didn't think much of it, but little did I know that Catherine would stumble upon those photos and discover my hidden desires. Upon my return, Catherine greeted me with silence. The atmosphere was filled with tension, yet I couldn't comprehend the reason behind it. As I attempted to communicate with her, she responded with one-word answers or simply ignored me. It wasn't until we were in bed that she finally confronted me about the pictures. I felt my heart pounding and my hands becoming clammy as she displayed the photos on her phone. I braced myself for her to be furious, to shout at me and ask for a justification. However, she remained silent, gazing at me with a blend of bewilderment and sorrow. "I never realized this about you," she murmured. "Why did you keep it hidden from me?" I was at a loss for words. I felt too mortified and guilty to confess that I found pleasure in wearing women's attire. Nevertheless, I couldn't continue to conceal it from her. Confessing, my cheeks turned red with embarrassment as I admitted, "I've always had a fascination with women's clothing. I know it may sound strange, but it's something I enjoy doing in private." Catherine's expression softened as she listened attentively. I could sense her effort to understand, yet I also noticed a hint of disappointment in her eyes. "I can't believe you kept this from me for so long," she sighed, shaking her head. "But I can't ignore the fact that you've been hiding this from me." She was right, and I felt an overwhelming sense of guilt for hurting her. I never wanted to keep secrets from her, but I was afraid of being judged and mocked. "I apologize, Catherine," I expressed, tears forming in my eyes. "If you feel like leaving me, I completely understand." She gazed at me, a blend of emotions crossing her face, before reaching out to grasp my hand. "I don't want to abandon you, but I can't ignore what just occurred," she explained. "I need some time to sort through everything." With those words, she stood up and departed from the room, leaving me with a sense of solitude and bewilderment. I had no idea what the future held, but I was aware that my marriage was hanging by a thread. The next couple of days were filled with uncomfortable silences and tense conversations. Every time Catherine looked at me, I could see disappointment and hurt in her eyes. I made an effort to talk to her and explain that it was just a part of who I am, but she couldn't come to terms with it. One evening, when she returned from work, she had a big bag in her hand. She called me into the bedroom and asked me to open it. As I pulled out the contents, I was taken aback. It was a collection of women's clothing, bras, panties, skirts, and dresses. My heart started racing, and I felt a rush of excitement warming my cheeks. Catherine mentioned that she had a conversation with a friend who recommended a way for her to comprehend my interest in women's clothing. She advised Catherine to try to see things from my point of view. As we delved deeper into this new aspect of myself, I couldn't shake the guilt creeping in. I found myself enjoying it immensely, while Catherine was still struggling to accept it. One evening, while preparing for bed, she brought it up once more. "I don't want to hinder your happiness, but I can't ignore this sense of betrayal," she expressed, her voice tinged with sorrow. I understood her perspective. I had indeed broken her trust, and I had to make amends. It was then that she proposed a penalty to place me in chastity. Initially, I was surprised. The idea of being confined in a chastity device seemed unimaginable, but after she clarified her intentions, I understood. She wanted me to completely surrender to her and set aside my desires temporarily. It was a method for her to assert dominance and for me to demonstrate my dedication to her. I consented, and the following day we searched for a chastity device together. As I wore it, I experienced a blend of anticipation and apprehension. The realization that I wouldn't be able to touch or please myself for an indefinite period was quite intimidating. Over time, I noticed myself growing increasingly submissive to Catherine. She enjoyed teasing and provoking me, asserting her dominance over my pleasure. Despite my initial frustration, I couldn't deny that it also excited me. One day, Catherine caught me off guard by presenting me with a French-made costume. Instructing me to wear it, I felt a strange sense of belonging and compliance. I had fully surrendered to my wife, allowing her to feminize me little by little. Over time, our relationship evolved. I started to embrace my true self, while Catherine became more open and understanding. We kept discovering new aspects of our marriage, and I couldn't be more content. Catherine played a significant role in making me feel incredibly comfortable in my own skin. Not only did she fully accept me for who I am, but she also encouraged me to fully embrace my authentic self. It dawned on me that genuine happiness stems from staying true to oneself, and I consider myself fortunate to have a wife like Catherine who guided me towards this realization. I am currently in chastity, but I have never felt more content. I have completely surrendered to my wife, who has taken on the role of my mistress proudly. While I began as a crossdresser, I have now fully embraced my femininity, all thanks to the love and support of my wife.